Universe Quantum Lexi presents Review of The Sims 2 Hack Kids Series Memories Episode 4. Josh says he wanted to play basketball with him as well. Emmett then tells everyone he might play as well. Dylan told everyone don't they ask him at all to join the basketball game. A girl during this time pushes this random guy at the park because he had a look of fear on his face, like he was afraid of him breaking their legs while they played basketball. This guy's name was Wyatt, who got called weird by this girl. Soon later on, Chloe at the park had a questioning and souring look on her face. In this episode, it takes place at the park near the basketball court. Two people show up, which were Emmett, along with his friend, whose name was Jared, which is a new character in this episode, along with Josh, who we had meet from the last episode. He didn't have any issues with Emmett bringing his friend Jared to the park with him. In order for them to meet him, that's his Luke at the park. Everyone remember that he was in episode 3, so he's not a new character for this episode. I forget to include everyone that Savannah, Holly, Miley are not new characters for episodes past episode 1, as that's the episode we first meet these characters at a party, where Lexi was fooling around with Big after she got drunk. Now on point to present Shelly, as Luke had been really glad to meet Emmett's friend Jared as well. Jared then asks them if they want to play basketball with him. Luke then wonders if Jared really played basketball before. Jared then responds saying to Luke, including if anyone wanted to play around. Luke after that agrees to play with Jared at the basketball court in the park. Joel assumes who is talking about was Braylee. Bentley, after hearing that from Joel, thinks to himself really deeply what he had said. In the background across from where Bentley and Joel are sitting, Jared was playing with a dog, waving something above his head purple. When Chloe had saw Bentley with his head down, sitting on the brown bench, Chloe then walks over to the brown beach, asking him what's wrong. Bentley responds saying there is no need for her to worry. Joel said Bentley didn't seem like himself, because usually she says Bentley is talkative, while being happy at the same time. However, this time to Joel, this had been the opposite this time. Bentley had told Joel he has been feeling down lately, from a huge part of himself from what he wants is missing. If she would be interested to come to a party his friends are having. Dalian in response said she would love to come to this party. From her loving pool parties, everyone. On the next day, Lexi walks down to the place where Savannah told her to meet her and her friends. Joel suggests to Bentley to move on from Braylee, even though it sucks for him to be shut out. Bentley told Joel it's hard for him to do that, because he had feelings for Braylee and he loved her. Joel then shows a shocked, surprising look on her face, that Bentley had loved Braylee more than a friend. When Bentley raised his head up, sitting down, he saw Bailey with Emmett across from him sitting at a brown bench, and starts running off after that. Joel had been surprised to see him run off like that. After this, from where Bentley had run off, he starts crying his eyes out. Jared comes over to Joel then saying hi. Joel is now standing up away from the brown bench. Dylan later on this night at the park asks his girlfriend Tian.
That place was at a white gray bricked building. When Lexi walks, she sees a black boy with a red hair wearing a black winter hat. Lexi winks at him as she passes by. When Lexi approaches the table, Savannah friends are sitting at it. Savannah is first one to say hello to her. Lexi then asks why Savannah wanted her to come this cafe. since Savannah did say anything over the phone as of why. Miley her and friends invited Lexi from hearing she had slept with Beck. Lexi starts thinking to herself, and how to explain what happened. Miley addresses Lexi that Beck was one of her best friend's boyfriend she did that with at the bar downtown. Which Holly replies, which is Janessa. Everyone, I think Holly is petty hot, and a way out of the rest of Savannah friends. Savannah says her friends and them have also been told that Lexi doesn't ever care about her own best friend Janessa. However, Lexi replies that Janessa can be overdramatic sometimes. Lexi says truly everything that had happened that night at bar, well, for her is a complete blank. Will from her being so drunk also like Beck. Lexi then claims that Janessa could have been more understanding along more symptomatic in what happened that night at the club with the bar downtown. Miley said she doesn't have to put with Janessa, if she's going to be like that. Holly after that says her and friends will back her up on this one. Lexi responds by saying it means a lot to her that they care about her situation and what happened enough to back her up. After that Savannah responds by saying it's no problem at all with them. Back at the park on this next day, Josh is still playing basketball with one of his friend, which is Luke. Correct me in the comment section if I am wrong. Bentley at time comes to park on this day looking for Braylee at time standing near bushes with pink along purple flowers as well, why being mostly pink some. Bentley when he finds her comes to sit next to her by the flowers. Bentley during this was asking Braylee what he had done wrong. Braylee raises her tone some, like she doesn't feel like talking about this, or that Braylee might feel bad, and how Bentley is feeling right now. Bentley had said to Braylee whatever did wrong, that he would do whatever he needed to do make it up to her. He was clearly begging Braylee to accept this request of his. Braylee explains that he never did anything wrong. Bentley asks her, why do you hate me then? Braylee implies that she never hated Bentley. Well, Bentley because she was taken to Emmett more than him, including hanging with Emmett more while shutting him out. Bentley then is wondering if he means anything to Braylee asking her this. Braylee then responds in deep thought with a sad face. It then ends with Braylee in deep though still, as we did not get a response from her before the final clip had ended. Overall I would give this episode a 8 out of 10. For its scenes along with its very good camera movements, including character face expressions, were just amazing in this episode along camera lighting once again. Great job KitzKatzee, well done.